W09 and we are up against 4 Loki. This time I will be bringing in a team of Tigra, Kitty and White Magneto. I will be taking path 5 in section 1, Nick Fury on the shed fight, Peni on Power Snack, Mordo on Mixmaster and Misty on Footloose. As for section 2, I will be taking path 6, Killmonger on the shared fight, Bishop on Safeguard, Modok on Brute Force, and finally the Thing Boss. Up first is this America Chavez. I will be using Kitty Pride here, and I have my recoil masteries on. This time I'm going for speed. I decided not to use the White Magneto pre-fight here, since I don't think this fight really needs it. I'm just gonna build my prowess and race to my special 2 while avoiding triggering dexterity. To avoid triggering the global, I just go ahead and block the second hit of her special one. And now at this point all I need to do is knock her down to disable the protection and throw my special 2. And that's the fight done. 25 seconds, that's pretty damn good for Kitty. I will be using Tigra for this Nova, and I did remove my recoil masteries for this. Looking back, I definitely didn't need to take them off, but Nova can get a little scary at times. If he decides to be passive, I really don't want to be ticking down from the debuffs. As for the fight itself, I'm pushing him to his special 1 and punishing it with my heavies. Most Cosmic Champions would drop from a single special 2 from Tigra, but Nova reduces the damage on unblockable attacks. It is still a pretty fast fight. I went ahead and put my recoil masteries back on for my Kitty fights, because Kitty is just so much better with them on. For this fight I'm doing what I did in the previous war, and I will not be using my specials until Nick Fury is in his second life. But I also did the same mistake as I did last time, and I'm not knocking him down with my heavies. It really would speed up the fight a lot, but there really isn't any risk to this fight either way. And as always, I just eat his special ones since they can't miss. I finally decided to knock him down to speed up the fight a bit. Really, I should have been doing this the whole time. Something I should mention about Nick Fury, which doesn't really come up in this fight, but Nick Fury cannot use his special 1 while he has over 15 tactical charges. So at 16, 17, 18 or 19 charges he will not throw his special 1. So just keep that in mind. You really don't want to be trying to bet specials while he has over 15 charges. You're just wasting your time. I bait a heavy so I can knock him down without needing to use a special to disable the protection. Now all I need to do is get him a little bit lower and go for my special 3 to finish the fight. Up next is this Peni on Power Snack, and I will be using Kitty Pride for this. I used the White Magneto pre-fight for Kitty, so that she gains 3 passive prowess for each parry instead of 1. That helps me get to 10 prowess a lot faster, so I can become unblockable. The plan here is to get unblockable as soon as possible, so that Peni can't auto-block. As for the power snack node, I deal with her specials in a way that doesn't require dexing. Peni doesn't really wanna use her specials, so I gotta switch to baiting them. If I were to trigger dex here, Peni would get her special 3, but I had my invulnerability boost on just in case. And to go over how I deal with her specials without triggering dex, for her special 1, I face the first hit and start spamming dashback to get out of the way. For her special 2, I again face the first hit, but then I block the rest. Although you can dash out of the last hit of her special 2 without triggering dex if you're fast enough. One thing I wanna mention here is something that I found out while doing this fight. The incinerate damage Peni deals when she blocks the healing of her opponent actually does ramp up Kitty's prowess potency. And then we have yet another Mixmaster Mordo. I will be doing the exact same thing as I've been doing the previous wars. So, White Magneto pre-fight with Kitty Pride. Oh, and in case you're wondering why I always back out of the fight after I'm using pre-fight, that's because sometimes the pre-fight doesn't actually apply. You always gotta check that it's actually on. This placement is getting really old, so I really hope that next season the new global shakes things up a bit. There is one thing that's different about this fight than the previous ones, is that I'm actually going for my special 2 to finish it. Okay, then we have this Misty Knight on the Footloose node. I've taken this fight before, but this time I am not using the White Magneto pre-fight. It really does make this fight a little bit scarier, but still, Kitty is just way too good, so there's nothing to worry about. All I need to do is get to my special 2 and I can finish the fight. But before I get there, I just gotta play the nodes and try not to get caught by an evade. Another little trick here that I do is I throw my light attack in the air when Misty dashes back. That causes the AI to pause for a moment and then just start walking towards you. I do that to waste time on the Footloose buffs. That trick can also be used to force the AI to parry you, which is useful for a few champions, but I'm not gonna get to that right now. Then we have this Knull. I wasn't really sure if I should use my recoil masteries here or not, since if the opponent has despair, my healing will be completely reduced. But I decided to keep them on and just get in and get out as fast as I can. Against Knull you really don't want to let him use his special one, but with Kitty you can phase it, so that it really doesn't do anything. However, I still decided to just bait the special 2. I'm very comfortable with fully dexing it, so it really isn't an issue. Then we have this ebb and flow intercept Killmonger on the shared fight, and I will be using Kitty Pride. Last time I took this fight I did have the white Magneto pre-fight on, but this time I need it for the Modok later, so I'm gonna take it without. I start the fight by evading a heavy attack instead of parrying him. That way when I do hit him, he will not have any power, so the reverberation doesn't do any damage. The reverberation is based on Killmonger's power meter at the start of activation, so if he doesn't have any power, it deals no damage. At this point all I need to do is land one more intercept, remove the protection, and use my special to finish the fight. Then we have this bishop on safeguard. I love taking bishops with Kitty, however this season, for some reason, I just can't get a clean bishop fight. I'm pretty sure I get hit in every single one of them. But anyways, the plan is to bait bishops special once and fully face them and do damage that way. Here I really don't know why I went for that intercept. I knew that it wasn't gonna land as soon as I did it. And that stupid mistake is gonna cost me a few potions. In case I haven't explained it before, to get the right spacing for bishop special 1, you dash back twice when he throws it, dash in and stand still to face the bullet. After the last bullet misses, you dash in again to start your combo. Next up is this Modok on brute force, and I will be using Kitty with the white Magneto pre-fight. And this is exactly why I always check that the pre-fight is actually on. When I backed out, Modok didn't have the pre-fight icon, which means that if I did enter the fight, I wouldn't have had the passive stuns. Looking back, using this invulnerability boost was a waste. This is a very safe fight, and even then I did also have the Odin's protection pre-fight, so there's no risk of dying. The plan is just as you would expect. Get to 10 prowess so I can be unblockable and ignore everything that Modok does. As for his specials, as soon as he gets to 1 bar of power, I start baiting his special. Instead of facing it, I go for the dex so that I don't lose my prowess. Something that you eagle-eyed viewers might have noticed is that when I dexed one of his special once, I actually gained prowess. That happens because Modok has guaranteed criticals. Normally you would have to land one or get hit by one to gain the extra prowess, but for some reason, if you dex guaranteed criticals from any champion that can land them, you still get the 2 prowess. It is the same interaction as Dragonman has with his Unstoppable. Normally, he would regen back hit damage he takes while the Unstoppable is active. But if you dex hit while it's active, you regen what you would have taken from the hit that you dexed. No idea why it works like that, but it has been a thing for a few years now, so I doubt that they are gonna change it anytime soon. Anyways, now for my last fight. It's another thing boss with Tigra. I have sped up the fight for you since there's nothing special about this one either. And while this thing is getting clapped in super speed, go ahead and leave a comment down below. I really like reading them and I'll try to respond most of them. And that's the end of this war. Still deathless, at least for now. We ended up winning the war 5-7. Sorry for Loki, but not this time.